So the first thing you're going to need is the item you're going to rhinestone. In this case, we're going to use these glitter spiders that I find at Michael's craft store. And then we're going to be sealing them with original formula Modge Podge, which is the glossy formula. And we'll be applying the Modge Podge with one of these sponge applicators. And then we'll need a clip to apply to the back of the spider. And if you need tips on how to rhinestone, please check out my videos on it. So you see here one of the orange spiders. They come in black as well as these pink, and this year I found them also in green. So lots of fun options this year. So you're going to start by applying your Modge Podge onto the spider and then dab it into all the parts of it so that they look kind of milky white on the front and back of the spider with the sponge. And they will look like this when they are all set. And then I tend to put them on a paper plate as I work on them to let them dry. Once they're dry, they will look pretty clear and glossy. They'll still retain some of their glitteriness, but not all of it. But that's okay because we're going to add rhinestones over the top. This is a box of clips that I use on the back of them. They're a single-prong alligator clip. They kind of look like pin curl clips, so you can find them at a beauty supply really easily. See, they fit just perfectly along the back of the spider. And so we're going to be applying those to the spider with the prong side kind of out the butt of the spider. And we're going to work on all of these today. So we're going to put hot glue in that little kind of concave space that's on the underside of the spider. And you're going to fill it all the way up with glue until it goes over the top just a little bit, so that when you place the clip on top of the glue, it kind of has something to sink into, and that's going to keep it adhered to the back of the spider. So you just repeat that. I always seal the spiders first and then do all the rest of my work, and I find it's easiest to put the clip on first before rhinestoning because it just gives you another point to hold on to the spider at. So then you just kind of press the clips into the glue that you placed, and sometimes it takes a little bit of fussy. You can see here that I'm going back and like adding more glue because I didn't add quite enough. I don't want to overspill it because then it like sploops onto the side of the spider. You just want to put just the right amount, and you kind of get a feel for it as you go, but don't be surprised if you have to go back and add a little bit more. Even though you thought you had it right, you might not have, and you might add too much too, but you can kind of scrape it off so that when they are done, they look like that. You will sometimes experience where you put the clip in and then you don't open it before it's completely dry, and then the clip is glued shut and you have to pry it open with pliers. So kind of while they're still setting up a little bit, you want to go in and open the clips. So you can see we're moving on here straight into the rhinestoning portion, and I just put big stripes of glue, my E6000 fabric fuse, on the legs in just a single long strip. And then I go in and place the stones along the leg, just in a nice, pretty straight line. It's pretty easy putting these clips together. It's pretty quick assembly line type work. If you were going to have these clips as like an activity or something, they do take, between the sealing step and the rhinestoning step, they do take like 2 days or at least 8 hours apart to let the Modge Podge set. So if you were going to have this activity with people, like at a Halloween party or a craft day, you'll want to set the spiders the day before. And if you really wanted to make it easy, put the clips on too the day before so that they only have to just be decorated. So you can see it goes together pretty fast. So you go through and just do all of the legs. And sometimes I don't get enough glue quite to the tip of the leg. I realize I have kind of a dead spot on the end, so I have to add one little extra dot. So you can see nice up close that they look great. Nice sparkly legs. And then here's a time lapse of all of the legs getting done on that spider. So now I'm going to do the back of the spider, and this is kind of the black widow part. So the hourglass, the red hourglass. So I kind of draw two triangles that are connected at their points. One will be right side up, one will be upside down, depending on the orientation of the spider, but it kind of makes an hourglass shape. And then you can choose how many stones you do here, the size of the stones, you know, however you want to do it. I tend to do, like I think here in the video, I'm doing something like an SS10, and that's pretty small. And I know some people don't screw around with stones that small, so if you don't, I don't blame you. You could do something bigger, a 12 or a 16. I think the legs on the spider have a 16 jet stone. But these little guys, it's just easier for kind of a finer application to do these smaller ones. But if that's just not your speed, you could do something bigger. I just wouldn't do like a 20 because that's just too big. You won't be able to fit very many of them on the back of these spiders. They're kind of small. So I feel like the biggest you could really reasonably get away with would probably be a 16 stone size, but I think 12 or even 10 is better. And I also put a couple stones up near the head, kind of these two little prongs that are set up in a way. It kind of looks like eyes. Pretty sure spiders don't have two red eyes like that on the front, but you know, it's just a hair clip. It's okay. And there you can see the completed hourglass on the back of the spider. And when they're all set, that's how they look. You can see those two little eyeballs down front. And that's pretty much how you make a rhinestoned hair clip spider. And you can see a photo here of me wearing one of these at a vending event I was at. Socially distanced and being responsible with my mask on. And you pretty much can use this exact technique with these bats. I find these at the Dollar Tree, and just do the same exact steps and you'll have bats instead of spiders.